Good morning, everyone. Hello, Gordon.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I guess we can start this webinar. Okay?
Yes. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to attending this joint webinar held by ZWSOFT and the GTX company. I'm Rose, coming from the Overseas Division, responsible for the Global Eco Partner System. It is my pleasure to be your host today. Now, please allow me to introduce the agenda. First of all, you will be shared the highlight news about ZWSOFT, and we will also demonstrate the best version ever, ZWCAD 2024, and its new functions. In the same time, we always willing to enhance the cooperation with Global Eco Partner System to reach more global vertical CAD users year by year. By pushing this direction, we're working hard now to organize this joint webinar series. We are aimed to invite more eco partners to join us. So you can actually expect more webinars with different vertical eco partners in coming months. Today, we're happy to invite GTX company from UK, the vendor who offering advanced technical image solutions. And during the webinar, we will present GTXRaster CAD running on ZWCAD 2024 and discover how they will enhance your design process and save your time and money. Next, please allow me to introduce the speaker today. From ZWSOFT, we have Ms. Julianne, the country manager of UK market, who will present the profile of ZWSOFT. Mr. Roger, our overseas technician, who will present the new features of ZWCAD 2024 and willing to answer all of your concerns about our platform. Please feel free to discuss with us if you have any question during this webinar. From the GTX, we're inviting Mr. Gordon Lewis, the general manager at GTX, who will share about his solution of GTXRaster CAD 2024 serial. Okay, it is time to begin our agenda. Okay, so please welcome my colleague, Ms. Julian.
Okay, hello everyone. I am Julian from ZWSOFT team. I am going to do a quick company introduction for you all to let you know who we are and what we are doing first. Okay, now let's get started. ZWSOFT is a company that providing all-in-one CAD solutions. We are very proud to say that we are the largest CAD, CAD and CAM software provider in China. And we now have more than 1,800 employees, 260 partners, over 1.4 million users across more than 90 countries and regions. Our products has 15 languages. We have 8 subsidiaries, 6 R&D centers, and over 70,000 collaborating institutions. You can see these are all the great achievements that we have made in the past 24 years. So let's take a look at our history. We were founded in 1998 and launched our first version of 2D CAD in 2002. We started to go abroad with the product in 2004 because we think that we need to bring up our international business strategy at that time. We are actually the first player to go worldwide in the local industry. So after 18 years, we have our own voice in the international market now, which is now evidence to prove that we have made the right choice at that time. After that, we have our 3D CAD, CAM, CAE, and also BIM to face the world. In 2021, we felt very honored that we went on public and became the first listed company in the field of industrial design software. After went on public, we were able to put more effort in R&D investment, as we are always insisting to enhance our strengths in technical capacity to make better products for our customers. We invested over 30% of our revenue in global R&D, which is above the average in the industry. Normally, other players in the industry only spend like 10 to 15% of their revenue in their R&D investment each year. Also, our engineer team grows by 40%, and we now have over thousands of talented people in our R&D team, and this figure is continuing to growing year by year. We now have 6 R&D centers in almost all the big cities with top talents of our field in China. Also, we've got Florida R&D Center in US, which was VX software company that we have acquired in 2010. We now own cutting-edge CAD core technologies. This overdrive makes our product more stable and reliable. And this technology is one and only in China. We now have over 260 partners from over 90 countries and regions to bring our products to all the global users. We would like to invite you all to spread the network together with us. We aim to build up a CAD ecosystem for all the customers, users, partners, third-party developers, and industry academia research collaborations. We provide reliable products to all the users. Partners will spread the network with us. Third-party developers from various industries assist us to optimize our software functions. We also collaborate the industry academic research to promote the engineering software innovation. This such strong ecosystem united everyone together to make our industry grow faster and stronger. Our third-party developers are from various industries, such as survey, civil, interior design, general tool, etc. For example, GTX company is one of our third-party developers, also our eco-partner too. Thanks to all the partners like you all, we've been able to build up a strong CAD ecosystem together. ZWCAD always put our customer needs as our priority. Our target customers are not only those large enterprises, but also all the small and medium-sized companies. Our products can be used in various industries, such as architecture, engineering, construction, and etc. Our vision is to provide reliable all-in-one CAD solutions to worldwide users. Our key objective is to provide the best product and services to our users. Meanwhile, we aim to establish a sustainable and all-win ecosystem for design software industry, and also we want to promote industrial innovation and progress. So what is all-in-one CAD solutions? It contains 2D CAD, 3D CAD, CAE, and CAM, from all the design to manufacturing. We aim to provide an infrastructure that can satisfy all the needs for our customers to use in the industrial design process. Okay, that's pretty much our business introduction. Next part, please welcome my technician colleague, Roger, to introduce the ZWCAD 2024 highlight functions.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is Roger. I'm a senior application engineer, and I'm very glad to have this chance to introduce you ZWCAD 2024, our best ZWCAD ever. There are many new features in ZWCAD 2024. Before we go take a look at each of them, I would like to share to you a brief summary. Here are some points listed on the right. Because of the technologies and new features have been developed in ZWCAD 2024, ZWCAD 2024 has improved its efficiency and is able to provide users with smooth experience. At the same time, ZWCAD 2024 is able to offer more useful new features to make sure users to perform more complex design works. There are a lot of hardware devices in your computers, and we are always thinking about how to enable these hardware devices to improve ZWCAD's performance. That's why we have developed large image display technology, incremental safe technology, hardware acceleration technology, and multi-threading computing technology to optimize the performance of the memory card, hard disk, graphic card, and the CPU to fully enhance ZWCAD's efficiency. Before we go deep into the new features, let's take a look at the overview demonstration video. The first one to show is the point cloud feature. ZWCAD is able to import point cloud data now. And with the enhanced 3D view, we can easily rotate the view to our desired angle. There is plan cut panel as well as the section cut for you to cut through the building, to cut through the point cloud data. So you can trace the architectural floor plan. Here at the demonstration video, you can see after we use the section cut, you can easily trace the point cloud data to create your own architectural floor plan. And after you finish tracing the architectural floor plan, you can use the tool palette and then insert the flexi block. Flexi block is a block with parameter constraint similar to the dynamic block. You can add actions to the block, and you can also change the block according to the parameter constraints. We have also added the quick properties panel, so you can easily check and modify the color of the entity or the layer. With the area table for the architectural floor plan, ZWCAD can quickly calculate the room area and generate the result table. Following by the new MText function, which is the multi-line text function, I mean, there are more useful tools for you to add your text descriptions. After watching the overview demonstrations, the first exciting feature I would like to share to you is our flexi block. Flexi block is very similar to the dynamic block in AutoCAD. You can add actions and parameters to the block. And with the flexi block, now the dynamic block imported from the AutoCAD can also be modified in ZWCAD and to use in ZWCAD. Let me show you the flexi block and how to create a flexi block. This is the table with chairs on the architectural floor plan. We can adjust the table and the seats based on our needs, thanks to the flexi block in ZWCAD 2024. To create a flexi block, first, we need to create a normal regular block. So followed by the how you create a normal regular block. You can double click into the block to enter the block editor. Here in the block editor, we can add actions and parameters to the flexi block. Here we just add the actions with the distance, with the desired distance, so that when we drop the flexi block, when we drop the table, you can automatically draw all the action or the distance. And then we add the stretch actions to the table. So we finish creating the flexi block. We can test the flexi block. Now we are able to draw or stretch the table according to the distance we just added to the flexi block. And then next, we can also add the arrow command to the table to the chairs. When we test the flexible again, now when we drop the table, when we structure the table, ZWCAD will also add all the chairs to the flexi block. If the dynamic block was inserted from AutoCAD, when double-click the block, ZWCAD will ask you to convert this block into flexi block. So you can confirm yes and modify the block as a flexi block. The next is to introduce you the point count. You can now import point count data in ZWCAD. We support the mainstream formats like the RCS, RCP, and you can use cropping, session plane, and session light tools to check the point count data, or you can adjust the visual styles of the point count data. Let's check out the point count feature. You can import the point count file in ZWCAD. Here, you can just attach the point count data to the ribbon space. And we also have improved our 3D rotate experience. So after you imported your point count data, you can very smoothly rotate your 3D view to adjust your 3D view. The point count data can be modified in its visual style, like the level of detail, the point size, and the transparency. You can adjust all the visual style as your needs. You can also change the visual color for your own design style. There are also cropping tools to create a crop area so that you can hide the other part of the point count data. And we also have the section plane to create a section cut to the point count file, like it shows in the video, how we can cut through the building plan. We can also adjust the height of the section cut. So we can decide to cut which floor we want to cut through the building. And with the section line tool, we can also extract the line words to create a floor plan drawing based on the section plane, so that you don't have to draw or trace the building walls. ZWCAD will automatically generate the wall for you so that you already have the building plan. ZWCAD 2024 has also enhanced the M-test function, which is the multi-line test. Now we support auto-numbering function, dynamic columns, and more alignment tools for multi-line tests, as well as the spelling check for your test. Let's take a look at the M-test function. Now we have expanded our text editor to the whole ribbon space, so to provide you more editing tool on the top. ZWCAD now provides more alignment tools and also the auto-numbering function, so that you can adjust the text alignment as your desired style and create auto-numbering without input numbers by your rows by yourself. You can also adjust the auto-numbering to letter or to dots. And with the dynamic columns, Dynamic columns will automatically adjust the multi-line text to fit the text into two separate columns. And we also added the spelling tools so that you can check your spelling inside ZWCAD to prevent any error or typo. Another new feature in ZWCAD 2024 is the area table, which is very useful tool for AEC industry. This tool helps you calculate the selected room area and generate the result table. We can apply area table on this architectural floor plan and assign the export path for the result. You can choose Generate Table and then choose the path to export the Excel data to your computer. And when we apply the area table, ZWCAD will automatically calculate the selected area and generate the result to the table we just insert in the model space. With more new features, now we have our quick properties panel in ZWCAD 2024. So you can maximizing your drawing space by closing the original properties panel and keeping the quick properties panel. We also improved our 3D viewing capability as we already showed in previous demonstration video in the point cloud. We are able to offer more smooth 3D rotate experience and provide more navigation modes. Next, let me hand over to the GTX.
Hi, thank you, Roger. Hi, welcome along to this webinar today. Thank you all for taking the time to join us today. What I'm going to go through today and talk about and demonstrate is our GTXRaster CAD series, which runs within ZWCAD 2024. I'm going to go through a brief PowerPoint presentation, and then I shall do a live demonstration for you. If anyone has any questions or would like me to go through anything, then obviously please let us know at the end, and then I can answer whatever questions anyone has. So to begin with, GTXRaster CAD is fully 100% compatible with ZWCAD 2024. We do have earlier versions going from 2021. So depending on what version of ZWCAD you're using, GTX is available. We're a third-party add-on that gives you all the raster editing and raster to vector conversion tools. We support TIFF images, CALS images, and also scanned PDFs. So instead of going from one environment, you can edit them all in the same environment. GTX offers the ability to edit and convert scanned images. So it applies to any customer, whether you're an engineer, a mechanical engineer, design engineer, architect. If you have any scanned drawings or any scanned images that you need to edit, then GTX has the tools to give you that solution. So if you have scanned drawings or old archives that you need to redraw, you need to edit, or you want to convert into DWG, you don't need to spend time redrawing the drawing from scratch. or to edit the original or anything, just to make a simple change to a drawing. GTX and ZWCAD combined together is an ideal opportunity if you're looking to move away from raster design or move away from the Autodesk products, and you have that capability, then GTX and ZWCAD is a great replacement for the AutoCAD raster design product. Industry sectors that we support, like I said before, anybody that has a scanned drawing, anybody that wants to manipulate or change their old legacy data. So anyone from engineering, automotive, utilities, mechanical engineering, architectural, local government, transport, anybody that has those particular drawings, GTX will offer a solution that you can use to save you time and to save you money and redrawing the drawing from scratch. My name's Gordon Lewis. I'm the General Manager for GTX. I've been with the company for 22 years now. GTX was founded in 1984, so next year is actually our 40th anniversary. And we are the leader in offering technical imaging solutions to help users clean up, edit, and convert your old archive drawings. How GTX works? We actually install within ZWCAD as a profile. So you can open up GTX and we have a toolbar, a ribbon, so that you can actually access the tools within the same environment. You don't have to go from ZWCAD to GTX and then back again to actually work and convert and edit the drawings. It can all be done within the same environment. We can do various types of conversion. We can do CAD conversion, which is lines, circles, and arcs. So this instance here, we're going from a drawing and a building layout to go from raster to vector. We can do contour conversions, which are lines, polylines and splines. So here we have a map, so you can actually trace the contours of the map. So it will go from the start to an end point. You can also set the elevations of the contours as well. And we can also do shape or outline conversion. So if you've got a CNC machine or you want to cut out a template or an outline of a shape or something like that, then we can actually trace around this outline or the edge of the drawing and give you a closed polyline. So that then that can then be saved as a DWG and you can edit it and work on it as you normally would within your CAD. We have two products. We have GTXRaster CAD and GTXRaster CAD Plus. GTXRaster CAD gives you the ability to open, clean up and edit a scanned image. And as you can see, we can support TIFF, CALS Group 4, PDF. The Plus version is exactly the same as Raster CAD, but it gives you the additional raster to vector conversion. So that's going from a scanned image to a DWG. And we can also do text recognition. So if you have text within the drawing, we can actually convert the scanned text to proper CAD text, so vector text. We support ZWCAD Professional. Like I say, our latest version is 2024. But if you do have earlier versions, then we can go all the way back to 2021. And we have two license options. You can either have a single user license locked to a PC, or you can have a network floating license. So it's on a first come, first served basis. So you can have 1, 2, as many licenses floating on your network, GTX installed on as many PCs, and then the users can access it via a network server until all the licenses is in use. That's our website, gtx.com. So if anybody wants any more further information about GTX, the products that we do, obviously there's a link to our website there. So what I'm going to do now is go straight into a demonstration just to show you what we can actually do. So this is ZWCAD 2024, and GTX sits along the ribbon with our own toolbars and commands. So it's all sitting in within the same environment. We also have toolbars that can be displayed. So this is our main toolbar, and it has all of the GTX commands that you'd want to do, from opening, editing, converting, saving. So you can either have it off of a drop-down menu, or you can open up individual toolbars. It's entirely up to yourself. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up a scanned image. This one is a particularly dirty image. It's got lots of background noise, got lots of speckles within the drawing. If I zoom in, you can see it's all speckles. I can't grip on it. It's just dots on the screen. What I want to do first is get rid of all that background noise. So we have various methods to do this. We can either despeckle. So you choose a speckle size and apply it to the drawing, or we have a cleanup command that will either show you what it's going to erase, or we can just automatically get rid of the data. So if I use this one here, everything that goes green is going to be removed from the drawing. You can see that there's still some large data that's still red. That could be like a decimal point, could be some sort of quote or something within the drawing. So it looks at speckle sizes and thinks, okay, well, that could be data. We can actually still add, because we're in the selection method, so I can keep adding items to the selection. So everything that's green is going to be removed from the drawing. Hit return, and there you have a nice clean drawing that you can actually read and start working with. I'll open up another drawing. This one is a scanned image. So, like I say, I can't click on it, I can't edit it or do anything with the drawing. So the first thing I want to do is turn it through 90 degrees so it's square within the drawing frame. Also, you can see it needs to be deskewed because it's actually not square. So we have a deskew command where I can select all of the data and then I can deskew it so it's nice and square. So I pick a line. You can use the drawing border, or you can use a center line within the drawing itself. So now the drawing's nice and square. I can crop the data around the drawing. So if I've got plan file strips or data around it that I don't want to keep, it doesn't resize it. It just takes away the data around the outside. We have speckles here in the corner. I can use the cleanup command to get rid of them. And obviously there's still some larger speckles that are left remaining, as well as this like tear or crease within the drawing. We have an erase function that we can erase individually selected data. So if I say erase, we have these selection methods. So we can use either a cutting window, a crossing window, or if I use this one called inside, and I just draw a box around the data there, anything that's going within or is touching and going out of the box will be left alone. Everything that's all on its own will be highlighted, and then I can get rid of it. So it's a very quick way to get the drawing nice and square and nice and clean. As I said, it's still as a scanned data, so I haven't converted anything within the drawing. And say, for instance, the modification you want to do is remove this hole up through to 90 degrees. Just to do that simple modification, you don't have to redraw the drawing from scratch. So we have these edit tools along here. So I can say rotate, I can pick my data that I want to work with, so it goes green. So I choose the line, I then choose the hole. So that's everything that I want to work with. So I hit return to move on through the command. It says, right, give me a base point and give me a reference angle. Well, I don't know what it is, so I'm going to type R for reference and say, right, that's my reference angle, move it through to 90 degrees. Do I want to delete the old objects? Yes. So it's now moved that hole through to 90 degrees. Like I say, it's still a scanned image. I haven't changed anything, or I haven't altered anything within the drawing. We have the ability to make copies of items. So for instance, here, there's a hole here. If I want to make a copy, I can make multiple copies. I can say, right, okay, I want to put one there, there, there. So you can actually make multiple copies of an object. If I wanted to place one on this actual plate here, I could do it by eye, I could do it by distance, or I can make an array of an object. So I pick my item, I want to do 2 rows by 2 columns, and I know that the distance between the two is 50. Say okay, and it's now positioned that equal distance apart as per my instructions. So there's lots of things that we can do within the software. We can mirror objects, we can move objects. So there's lots of editing commands that you can do within the drawing. I'll open up another one. This is just to give you a bit more of an idea as to what we can do as far as conversion. So this is a building layout. Like I say, it doesn't matter what type of drawing it is. I want to make sure that it's de-skewed first, so it's all nice and square. So I de-skew the image itself. So I pick my line. So it's now de-skewed. We have some ducting along here, which has been sort of, looks like it's all stippled. It could have been some sort of tape or something on the original. So what I want to do is get rid of this ducting, because I want to change or repair some of the data within the drawing. So if I say erase, use the inside command again, just draw a box around this data. Everything that's on its own will be highlighted and I can get rid of it. Because if I was to convert this arc or this doorway, then I'd have 2 arcs because there's a break between the two. So what I can do is I can either repair it before I convert it or after. So I'm going to convert it, I'm going to repair it before I convert it. So we have a command called change. And if I say change an arc, I can then pick 3 points on the arc and then pick a center point and a new end point, and it redraws the arc. So it's now solid. We have a line here that's also broken. So I can say change a line. I can pick my line and then it will take the average thickness of that line and redraw it across. So now when I convert it, that will be a nice solid line. If one of the changes you wanted to make was to take this room or these 2 rooms and make it one, I can say erase, pick a line. I can say, right, pick that line there, pick that line there. I can change it to a window and say, right, get rid of that text and get rid of that doorway. So everything that's green is going to be removed. I can move my text into the center of the room. And I also can make reference to the old room number. So I can change the text. So I give a baseline, select my text, give it a height, and then type in my new text that I want to use. And then now we've got the proper text on the drawing. Like I say, it's still as a scanned image. I haven't converted anything. And then I can repair my lines in my wall and say, right, bring that across to there, bring that line across to there, bring that line across to there. So you could save that now as a TIFF or as a PDF, and that would be your new change or your new edit to your drawing. If that's all you want to do to it. So, like I say, there's lots more raster editing commands that we can do. But to move on, I'll show you some of the conversion. So what I want to do is I want to create 2 new layers. I'm going to call one outline, give it a nice vibrant color so that everyone can see it. And I'm going to create a new one called text. So I've created two different layers. So my outline is my current layer. So everything that I convert now or pick now will go onto that layer. Let me change it. So we have commands called raster to vector. So this is going from a scanned image into DWG. I can use a selection method called fence. And if I just draw a line through the middle of this drawing here, what it will do is it will follow those lines until it finds a break. So everything that's green is now selected and going to be converted. I can keep adding, so I can keep adding some more until I'm happy with all the selected data that I have. I can then hit return and you get a simple conversion dialog. We can do CAD or contour. CAD is lines, circles and arcs. Contour is polylines and splines. I say CAD, want to keep them all orthogonal. I don't want to save the raster, say OK. So now everything that's purple is now DWG. So these are all now proper lines, arcs and circles. If I turn off my raster layer, you can see that everything there is now DWG. If you had to redraw that from scratch or start to trace or overlay, that would take a very, very long time to get to this stage as we are now. It took seconds. So now what's left is the text. So I'm going to set my text layer as current. What you would want to do is, because I've got different text heights and different orientations, you want to measure it. So you can use the distance command to measure the data first, because when I go into my text conversion setup, we have a minimum input size and we also have a minimum output size. So I want to do 0 degrees first. I know that there's 2.5 mil text as well. We can do word or character recognition. I don't want to save the raster, and because we're doing characters, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a file which I've already trained on this drawing. It's called an ICR file. It's a character recognition file. So this has already been trained on some of the text, but I'm going to leave it at 100%. So it's going to ask me for every character just to show you what it will do. So now I can pick my text that I want to convert. So I'm just going to pick this bit of text here. Because this has already been trained, it sees that character, it knows what it is, and it's 100% sure. So I say, okay, you got that right. Yeah, that's an O, that's an N, that's a T, O, R, 3, 1, 0, 8, dash, 0, 9, 6, 2, 5. So now it's converted that to proper editable text. Didn't have to worry about the position of it, retype it, delete, anything else. It knew exactly what it was. So once you've trained your character recognition file, what you can do is you can see what its threshold is and say, right, okay, anything over 80%, I'm going to let you do what you want to do. So I now pick some more text. That not there, pick that there, okay. So I'm going to pick those bits of text there, hit return, and it's done it. Because it knows what the characters are and the text is, then I can go around more of the drawing. And because it's the same text, it's same characters, then I can just keep on selecting the different bits of text that I want to convert. And then you have your drawing. So within 2 minutes or a couple of minutes, I've now got a DWG file that contains proper text and lines, circles and arcs. So I've got all of my building layout and also my text that I want to use. So it's a very, very quick way to manipulate and change and convert your data. If I just open up one more, I'll just show you what we can do as far as the mapping goes. So this is the drawing that we saw earlier in the presentation. So I'm going to turn that through 90 degrees. And if I just use similar as before, I'd keep it on that layer. So raster to vector. If I pick a fence again, you can see that it's traced all of those contours from the area that I was in all the way through the drawing. I'm going to use contour conversion, polyline, make it as smooth as I can, say okay. So now it's traced all of those contours and polylines throughout the drawing. So like I say, it doesn't matter what type of drawings you have, whether it's a mechanical engineering drawing, whether it's an architectural or whether it's a map. We just look at the raster data and we want to then just manipulate that data and present it as to how you want. So that's about all I have to show. Obviously I can show more, but I'm just wondering if anyone has any questions or would like to see anything else. No? I'll hand back over to Rose and Roger or Juliana, if anybody wants to know anything else. Thank you for attending. Thank you for following the demonstration. I hope I made it quite clear and easy to use.
Okay. Maybe we could have some question. Okay, so maybe we already be very clear about the information and the products. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. I guess we will end it here. So thank you for thank you very much for your time. Yes.